Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 13 of Scraptember 22 as well as Stash Dive Tuesday. And I am going to use a couple of different things. First, I'm going to use I Love Family, and this is by Echo Park. And I pulled this one in because it's pretty fall to me. And I'm going to document this picture of Halloween. And I'm not really doing the typical Halloween. And I've already pulled these two papers out that I want to use for this layout. I thought that I could do some inking on that polka dot paper and use that orange for some backup and to matte. And I honestly forget about that sticker sheet right there, so I don't pull anything off of there. I may go back and add something, but, and then the other thing is this Happy Fall is, I pretty much have bashed this. This right here is all I have left, a couple scraps and some embellishments. So I'm thinking I'm going to use a couple of these so that I can get a couple things used off this layout. There's not a whole lot I can use, but there's some pumpkins, and I feel like pumpkins are, synonymous with Halloween. So I have these two things, like I said, and then I'm going to use this Dress My Craft. As you can tell, it already has some orange ink on it, and my fingers have orange ink because I just got done creating another layout that you'll see in the future. And I used a spice marmalade, and this spice marmalade came with that stencil from Peace Craft Love. And then this is why I decided to do a stash dive, because I'm pulling stuff out of my Halloween bucket. I need to get this condensed to a smaller amount of stuff so I can fit it in a pocket instead of this big old bin that is taking up space in my room, and I don't have a whole lot of Halloween to document anymore. My kids are all grown, so I'd like to use some of the stuff up. I don't know how much, because like I said, I don't really want this to be Halloween-y, themey too much. I've got my papers, my stencil and mixed media, my Halloween decor, and my pictures. So let's see how this goes. So like I said, I want to use this polka dot paper, which I love, and I'm glad I didn't use all of it, but I pretty much did. And I'm going to lay this Dress My Craft stencil down. And like I said, the orange that's on there is just because I literally just did a layout right before this one for another day this month. And I just didn't clean it because I was going to be putting the same color through. So it seemed kind of silly. So I'm kind of heavy-handed over there on the right, and actually go back down and heavy-hand even more to where there is some definition and shading on the stencil. But you gotta be careful because it's got those little points in the middle that'll come up, and so I didn't want that. So here's the reveal. I love this stencil. It is so cool. And so I just trimmed that off, and I wasn't sure if I was going to just layer things on top of this, but then I decided I wanted to use, there's a diagonal stripe on the back. Right there it is. And I've decided I want to use that as part of the the layers on here. So I am going to trim this out and leave a border all the way around of uninked paper. And then I pull a black 12 by 12 cardstock out, and then I just trim about a ½ inch off of this diagonal stripe so that I can have a black border around it. And then I am going to tack that down, and I am going to put that gorgeous stencil down on top of that. Now, part of the reason that I did it this way is because, well, I didn't want to cover too much of the stencil work. I love how it looks distressed with the way that the, like little drippage, or it's something about a map is what the stencil's called, but it just kind of seems like it's got things dripping off of it. And I'm just patting gently so I don't get ink everywhere. I mean, I'm pretty orange right now. So I am going to mat this picture on this paper from the I Love Family. And the back of it's floral, so I wasn't going to do like I've done plenty of times where I mat it once on the front and then flip it. I actually trimmed 4.5 inches off of the cover paper from the Happy Fall, because those papers go perfectly with this. And I love all, it's got like those stripes, and so I determined which side of that paper was going to be better, and that's what I matted it on. And since the prompt for today for Scrap Timber is stars, I wanted to make sure I had some stars. So I get out my Diana Wakely gesso in white, and I put some on some packaging, and I have this little foam star. It's like a little sponge, and I just make sure it's mostly covered. I'm not worried about it being perfect because it's a sponge, it's not going to be. And then I just push it down on my this black space. And I'm not, like I said, worried about it being a perfect star. You can tell they're stars. They don't have to be like fully filled in. I put one down here so it's kind of coming out from behind the picture. And then I do stick one up there on the orange where it's darker. But you can't really tell it's a star because the pointy parts are kind of off of the orange. And I'm okay with that. It's up there in the top right corner. I could have put like another star embellishment over there to kind of accentuate it, but I decided I wouldn't. So I let those dry while I am getting my pictures matted and trimmed up. And I'm going to just put this straight down right here and cover a little bit of my stencil, but not too much. And then overlaying on top of some of those stars. And I really do love the way that turned out. How much of the stencil you can still see, but there's still that huge pop of color on the bottom. So I inked both of these big stars. They were in my star box. Something I probably cut out before and haven't used. So yay for getting things used up. I inked them with black soot with my dauber just to give them a little pop from the page, because I'm going to put one like is down there on the bottom left, and then I tucked this one right here, and that's, a white based paper, other than the fact it's got the stencil on it. So I love the way that looks, and it still stands out enough because of that black inking. And then I'm just going to add a couple of embellishments. I put these stars on here. They feel kind of metal, but I think they're just plastic. I have no clue where they came from, how long I've had them, where I got them, and nothing. That's all I had was those 3 stars. So there they are. Now they're on my layout. And then I'm going to use this tree from the Hello Fall. And I am also going to pull off that truck. And it's not Halloweeny, and it's more like Pumpkin Patch Fall, but I really felt like, the pumpkins, the color, everything kind of pulled together. And I may go back to the I Love Family sticker sheet and see if I can find a word phrase, or go to a Tim Holtz word phrase and put that right on top of that. I pull this Happy Haunting off, and I've already put a trick or treat right there on top of the picture in that bottom right corner of the picture. But I want to put this Happy Haunting on here because it's got that darker orange, and I like that. And I've considered putting it on top of the truck, but it's too long. Had I trimmed it out, then I could have put it there, but I just didn't feel like doing that. And the whole point was I like that dark orange. So I pull these 3 stars. I start to pull a 4th one, but I put it back. I pull these 3 stars, a yellow, a bright yellow, and an orange, and put them up there with those sponged ones that I did. And then I'm also going to use some of these little skeletons. These are Sandy Lion. I tuck one in and kind of hide it right here with the star. I put one behind the truck like it's peeking out, and one almost like he's in front of the truck going to get run over. Just kind of being silly and adding just a little bit of extra fun to the layout. And then I used some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to put this Jolie's by You pumpkin, 3D pumpkin down, or jack-o'-lantern really. And I also take another one from the Sandy Lion sticker sheet and tuck it in, partially sticking out from behind the picture next to that tree. I used up 2 things, which makes me happy, but I also used some things from other collections, which also makes me happy. And here are the close-ups. So I hope you all will go to the playlist and hop along with all the creatives who are doing scrap timber. Some people are doing it every day. Some people are doing it a couple times a week. It just depends, and you can go to the playlist and just push play, and it will play through them all. Hours and hours of wonderful creating and lots of fun. I've gotten a lot of inspiration and encouragement and good ideas from watching some of the awesome scrappers. So I hope you'll come back again. Oh, and Stash Dive Tuesday, the playlist or the list of people who are hopping along will be listed below for that too. So have a fantastic day. Hope to see you again soon, and happy scrapping.